At last, it's here. It's Christmas. Here at Podcast HQ, we are raising a glass to an amazing year and to you, our listeners, that make all we do such a success, for which we are most thankful and eternally appreciative. Now, getting back to the completely non-serious business at hand, it's time to move on with our story. The Quest for NORTHSTAR, Episode 2, Act 1. Ginger, spice, and all wines nice.
So, you all step outside of the toy shop. You're back into the cold. The wind is frigid against your face. Ahead of you, you have the festive tree glittering with fairy lights. Underneath, gleaming presents stacked amidst the drifted snow. And what are you doing?
Looking across, what can we see on the opposite side of the street?
You can't see anything because there's a fuck off great tree in the way.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
As a party, are we deciding to go to the winery?
Yes, we'll go to the winery.
I think that makes a lot of
We'll make
sense.
that decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go to
Let's
the
try and
winery.
find a lead on this.
Yeah.
We know roughly where it is.
Whatever's
This is a good
gone on.
start. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go there. It'll be corking.
So which way are you going? Are you going left or right round the tree?
I'll
That sounds like a loaded question.
I'll get all edgy and I'll go left.
Okay.
Noel will go left.
We will put you
Okay.
between us and the tree.
Wow. Okay. So as you turn left and you start walking, you walk past the forge, a large round open workshop made from blocks of pale grey stone, which now lies silent with only a trace of warmth from the cooling coals. You can see fur-lined aprons hanging on metal hooks with tools strewn about the floor. A knocked-over wooden-framed A-board proclaims this forge to be Melchior's Metalwork and displays a list of services. Walking past that, you approach a squatter building, rounded on each end, with the door left open. You can see fresh drifts of snow piled against the base of the door, and above a wooden sign hangs depicting 3 lit candles, which creaks gently. The rich smell of cinnamon, cloves and pine stands out amidst the many other scents that fill the air. Heading past this door, which is clearly the door to the chandlers, you can see the market. You've now reached the top of this central, it's not a square because it's circular, but it's this central area surrounding the festive tree. You can see the market ahead of you, and to your right you can see the tavern, this very big building just across the way. Where are you? Are you just heading straight to the winery? To the winery, no detours.
I think that seems like a good starting spot. We can always come back to these bits afterwards. What do you say?
Yeah, fine. Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Okay. Looking at the map that Chris gave you, you're very easily able to tell where the winery is. So you head up the market, moving between the market stalls and the door to the general store building. The garlands which are strung above your heads rustle and shake with this wind. And as you pass through the marketplace itself, a grouping of 5 tents, or 5 stalls rather, with these very cheerfully coloured fabric canvas tops. You can see that each stall is loaded with festive wares and treats, but without the people there stood behind the stalls or milling around the area. They look kind of sad and cold. The canvas fabric hung over the edges of these wooden frames flaps and chatters, and here and there small trinkets have been knocked over and now lay half buried in the banking snow. As you pass through the marketplace, can you all make me a perception check, please?
Oh, the one that I'm really good at.
Perception.
Oh, we've started as we carry. Oh God. Okay, that's a 6 plus 3 for a 9.
Excellent.
14 plus a 1 for a 15.
Okay.
And I fear I have doomed us all. A 1 plus 3 for a 4.
Oh dear.
Excellent.
Numero.
She sounds too happy.
Okay. You carry on through the marketplace, turning left as you reach the end of the general store building, and passing through what is in this place a narrow alley. It's still about 10 foot wide, where you enter a courtyard. And in this courtyard you can see the various buildings which make up what is clearly the artisanal quarter. You can see a confectionery shop, a shop which looks like it sells trinkets and bits and bobs. You can see a tailor's shop, and you can see what is very clearly a winery. So I would like you all to make me who has the highest passive wisdom score?
I've got 11, which isn't massive.
No, I was going to say I've got 13. I thought that sounded low.
That's the best then. I have a passive...
Oh, is
I've got
it?
a plus 0 on my wisdom, 13 on passive perception.
So, I've forgotten your characters' names. Help me out there. Noel. Noel. From the corner of your eye, you catch sight of movement through the open doorway of Wenceslas's winery.
He's going to hold his hand up and go, shh. And then he's going to make a motion like he's pointing with his finger in the direction of the movement.
I'm glad it's only his finger he's pointing with.
He's gonna do the 2 fingers to the eyes and then the pointing motion for look.
Okay.
We shall look.
Yeah.
Study it intently.
Okay.
Yeah. What do we see?
Is anyone approaching?
Yeah, I'm going to sneak up to the door.
You're going to sneak. Okay, make me a
Sneaky.
stealth check.
Here we go.
We shall observe you sneaking.
That is a 19 plus a 9 for a
Wow.
28.
Not bad.
Yeah, pretty damn
Get me.
stealthy. Okay. As you
Indeed.
sneak up to the open door, as you peer into the darkened shop, you are hit with the smells of well-fermented wine, oak, and an assortment of spices, from cinnamon and cloves to cardamom and citrus. Laying unconscious, slumped against a wine cask, is a youthful-looking dwarf with short ginger hair and a full, well-groomed beard and moustache. The movement you spotted was the twitching of his foot.
Noel will sort of crouch slightly, looking round the door at this scene, and he's going to jump backwards and flatten himself like a starfish against the side of the building, dramatically. Oi, you guys, there's someone on the floor, down there, on the floor, geezer,
So,
flat out.
okay, so I think Chrissy will sneak up as well.
Make me a stealth check.
Okay, that's I rolled a 3 with a plus 8 to it for an 11.
Okay, you're not as stealthy as Noel. As you
Yeah.
move, your bagpipes honk rather mournfully once or twice. But
How's
yeah,
it go? It sounds like it's just broken wind.
God. But yeah, you move up to join Noel. Mary, what are
Okay.
you doing? Are you sneaking around as well?
I think I'm
it's
going
gotta
to
be done.
continue to. Oh my god! Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, this is going to go so wrong. Okay, then I shall sneak up alongside them. Okay.
Roll it.
There's a +5 to this, but disadvantages
it's
due
not
to my
bad.
armour, so I shall roll that. And the lowest roll is actually a 9. It's not too bad. That gives me a 14 in total.
Yeah, it's not bad actually. So yeah, you've all snuck up and flattened yourself against the wall. What the fuck are you guys doing?
Is this like a stacking system? Have they all stacked in front of me? This is 3 people deep like a starfish.
I think Mary would.
No, we're in height order, so we look like unpacked Russian dolls.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
I think Mary would just sort of whisper, like conspirationally. So what are we doing next?
Oh, I don't know. Someone's got to go in.
Well, that's you, right?
Sure. Well, I suppose it's got me written all over it.
I'm going to give her a shove.
Right.
Yeah, you stumble into the doorway.
Yeah, okay. I stumble into the doorway. I'm going to go in quietly, I think, and approach. Noel will go in and approach this form on the floor.
Did we say he was a young dwarf? Sorry.
Yeah, he's a relatively youthful-looking dwarf.
Okay.
Okay. As you observe the dwarf in front of you, you can see his eyes rapidly flickering under the lids, the bluish discoloration to his exposed fingers and nose, and the pallor of his skin contrasting to the deep pink, patchy flush across his cheeks. His breath rattles worryingly as his chest rises and falls shallowly.
Okay. Noel will kind of scuttle up to him, keeping low, and then sort of just put one knee down on the floor and one foot up. So he's kind of like half raised in a bit of an alert position. But he's just going to examine him, have a look at him. Is there anything obvious that Noel can see with wounds, or how does his condition actually look? It doesn't sound good.
As I've just described. What you see is you can see this bluish discoloration to his exposed fingers and nose. He's exceptionally pale, which clashes horrifically with the ginger hair. He's got this big splotchy kind of flush across his face. And yeah, he's got this very much rattling kind of breath. And his chest is rising and falling shallowly, very quickly. If you lean in closer, you can feel that his pulse is thready and kind of racing under the surface.
Noel have a quick look round the room. Can he see any sacks or sheets or anything that he could use for warmth to throw over the dwarf?
Yeah, I mean, taking a look around the room, you can certainly find some burlap sacks. Certainly, you can tell that there's a door in this room which clearly leads to some kind of a living quarters. You can open that up easily enough. It's open, and go and find a blanket from there. There's, you can find blankets and stuff. Yeah.
Right, he's going to do that. He'll cover him and wrap him tightly in a blanket and try and tuck the blanket underneath him, keep him off the cold floor. And then he'll try drizzling a little bit of his water skin side of his mouth, see if he can revive him slightly. He's not sure whether he's sort of dehydrated or obviously cold, but
So you were attempting to kind of do a bit of a medicine check here.
yeah.
Okay.
Try and see if we can do something for him.
So if you want to roll me a medicine check, what are the two of you outside doing, Chrissy and Mary?
Well, I think potentially Chris would be looking around the corner, and once she sees it's okay, would probably be making her way in as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And likewise
sure.
would follow Chrissy's lead.
Yeah,
Is there
that's
an obvious fireplace or something inside?
Yeah, I mean, so looking around, you can't see a fireplace in... Well, actually... Yeah, you would be able to see a fireplace, but it's cold and empty. There's clearly wood was burning in there, but it's gone out.
Well, I think seeing Noel's intentions, I think the next logical thing to do is to get that fire lit and to get some warmth in the place.
Okay, so you're going ahead and you're lighting the fire.
Yeah, I'm going to trust that Noel's already checked it and made sure the place is safe, because obviously they would have warned us otherwise.
Oh, you ain't done shit like that, but okay. Okay, so Noel, if you're making that medicine check with Mary starting a fire, you can have advantage on that roll.
Thank fuck for that, because that was a natural one. That was a natural 2.
Oh dear.
Fuck me.
With
for
0
grand.
to add.
Oh,
Okay, so as Mary sets about lighting a fire,
dear.
and Chrissy stood there doing something.
I'm just looking at disbelief, I think, at the moment.
Yeah, you start pouring water down the throat of an unconscious person.
Oh, you're waterboarding him.
As you start pouring this water, I'd say you're probably going slowly. You're just putting a trickle down his throat. That trickle is enough to make it into his airway, however. His breathing gets incredibly worse as his body is now racked with kind of this harsh jerking as he begins to cough and splutter and choke on the water that you have just poured down his esophagus.
I think at that, Chrissy will push Noel out the way and go, "For heaven's sake, you brute. Allow someone who knows what they're doing." And Chrissy will cast Cure Wounds to restore some health to the poor chap.
Okay, so you cast your Cure Wounds. You can roll for that if you want.
Yep.
If you would like.
Never been a healer before, so
You are now.
Google, tell me how many
Is
dice.
it 2d8? I believe.
10. 5e.
You're going to get there
Go on,
first.
Rick
mate.
knows this one.
Yep.
Rick knows this one.
No, you're going to get there first.
Right, okay. I was going to cast it at first level. It's first level spell. 1d8 plus charisma modifier. So it's going to be 4 plus a dice roll. Ooh, 4 plus 4 for 8, please.
Lovely. Okay, yeah. So you push the rather heavy-handed Noel out of the way.
Well, that's
Lean
bang
down.
out of order, that is.
And
You weren't helping at all.
Well, you
What
don't
you were
need to be
hindering.
like that. I'm doing my best. I mean, this isn't really my
Sometimes
thing,
your
is
best
it?
isn't good enough. Sometimes you need to leave it to people who know what they're doing.
Well, I'm better with lockpicks, aren't I?
Go do that then.
Well, I'm not going to revive him with one of them unless I shove it somewhere unpleasant.
Well, he certainly opened his eyes.
God,
It's doors I want to open, not... It's doors I prefer to open.
it's a door of a
Not them
kind.
doors. Not somebody's back door.
Okay, so Chrissy, as you infuse this healing, what does it look like as you deliver this spell?
Well, using my bagpipes as my spellcasting focus.
You put it in his face and you toot.
It's putting it in his back door. That'll make some funny sounds, won't it?
I don't think they actually like play. You know, sort of just like when they squeeze it just to get like the general drone out of it. I think it's just sort of like, yeah, that one, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, because it's a low level spell, don't need to play any notes or anything. It just play.
Okay, you parp some healing into Wesley. This figure on the floor, who is clearly at this point Wesley.
Wesley.
And as you finish parping your healing into him with this kind of sound, he begins to stir. You notice the blueness about his face and his fingers begins to recede, fading into kind of a very much bloodless white before you see the blood begin to rush back into his fingers, this kind of mottled salami effect. You see his fever kind of die down. He seems to get more colour about him.
Makes me think he's got sausage fingers.
And as you watch, his breathing smooths out, he finishes hacking and choking on the water, and his eyes flutter open, looking rather groggily up at you as you have your bagpipes thrust in his face.
Good to see you're awake. You alright?
What? Hello?
Hello. So, Chrissy will help him up and help him walk across and sit by the fire.
Yeah, you help him. He is a stocky dwarf. He is a big lad. He's not fat, but he's clearly a unit. You pull him off the floor and he straightens up and brushes himself off, and you see he has got the most magnificent bushy beard, this wonderful moustache, braids in his beard. He's got quite close cropped hair for a dwarf. Most dwarves you've seen before have got quite wild, quite long hair. His hair's quite close cropped and he looks very well groomed, like he takes good care of himself. You help him over to the fire. He sits upon a 3-legged stool, which is quite rickety. And I imagine you probably drape a blanket or two around him, and as he kind of comes back to his senses.
So, what are you doing here, Governor? Why were you on the floor?
I passed out. I stayed behind. When it all went down, I stayed behind. Everyone left, but I couldn't leave my wine. I couldn't leave it. The cold would spoil the process of the brewing. I couldn't leave my wine, so I stayed here to make sure it was safe. And it got so cold, and it all went dark, and I must have passed out.
Well, how about we help you make sure the wine's okay then? Which batch should I check first?
Well, I don't suppose you'll be able to check the fermenting stuff at the moment, because it's still fermenting. It's not good for drinking. But if you wish to have a tot to warm up the cockles of your heart, then if you take that barrel over there with the tap, you're more than welcome to help yourself to a sup.
So, Mary will...
Looks like you'd better pour in one and all.
Well, that's absolutely the plan. So, Mary's going to go over there, get 2 tankards or glasses, whatever's available.
Oh yeah.
Well, hang on a minute. There's more than 2 of us here.
Let's hold it there a minute too.
Hang on. She'll go get the 2. She'll fill them both up.
'Tis a season for giving.
She'll go give one to the dwarf we think is Wesley, and then she'll sample the wine, and then she'll ask if either of the 2 you want some.
Yeah, you sample the wine. It's bloody good wine. This is very, very clearly mulled wine. It's filled with spices and cinnamon, orange. It's full of very lovely flavour. And it's hot. It comes out of the barrel hot.
Good stuff. That might wake you up a little bit, Wesley, I hope.
Thank you, lass. And he takes it and he begins to sup it, and you see the steam rising up, and he gradually gets a little bit more flush in colour about him, and you can see a lovely smattering of very ginger freckles appear over his nose and across his cheeks as he begins to clearly warm up.
There we go. Yeah, good stuff. There's tankards over there if you 2 need any.
You seen Aldor? Apparently, he stayed behind and all. Or so your lion friend says.
I don't know about that. I as I said, I was in here tending to my barrels. But a fell gust blew through the town. Winter's chill carried on its winds. There was a voice, cold and terrible, that commanded us to leave or forfeit our lives. It looks like I nearly did. Had it not been for you, I'd be frozen to death.
Ain't that just true?
The winds, they came from the north. I could hear them screaming from Cold Snap Cave.
From where?
Cold Snap Cave, the cave to the north of town. Big bloody thing, you can't miss it.
Oh. When you say to the north, you mean, is that to the northeast?
Vaguely that direction.
Oh.
Direction doesn't
Right.
really matter when you're pissed.
It might matter to us.
Hey, well, you're not pissed, are you?
Not yet, mate. Well, you can't stay here, mate. We're gonna have to get you back. You probably stay by the fire here and just stay warm, and you got something to eat.
Aye, plenty of stuff around here to eat.
Right. Well, if we go off and investigate, you stay here. Don't go nowhere. We want to be able to pick you up on the way back. Either that, or you come with us.
I'll go down and stay here. I don't quite fancy venturing into the cold, thank you.
Well, don't blame me.
So,
But don't go nowhere, right? You stay here.
Aye, I'll stay here.
Right, you have to wait for us to come back.
What are you, my mother?
Do I look like your mother?
No, you look fucking ugly.
Well, there you go then.
so Chrissy turns to Noel. And goes, well, I suppose this Cold Snap Cave is where we're going then.
Well, he's gonna motion to walk away from the dwarves slightly so they can just have a bit of a huddle and a chat.
Yeah.
Probably going to move about 10-15 foot away across the room or whatever.
And Chrissy will put her hand behind him and just guide him towards the barrel of wine. Stand around the water cooler that's providing us with wine. Drink.
Yeah, we'll have a refill while we're there.
Okay.
Yeah, them things what came out of the them weird soldier things.
Yes.
Well, those shardy, glowy things, they went off to the northeast, didn't they?
Well, I can only assume it's all connected.
This cave is in that direction. And he said that's where the voice came from.
Seems something foul is going on, and
Yeah, I think we need to investigate that.
I do believe so.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that bloke, that Chris Claus, he said that Holdall owns the Fletchers. It's a frost giant bloke. Perhaps we should check, bearing in mind what we found here, maybe we should check the Fletchers on the way.
Seems a perfectly reasonable idea, yes. Okay, no problem.
Great idea, I think.
Yeah. Right, one for the road then.
Well, of course.
He's going to knock back another. Quite tasty, that wine.
Yes, a few more of these, even you might look attractive.
Well, yeah, but then there might be more than one of me.
Okay, so you have this discussion. You've decided you're going to go around to the Fletchers on your way over to Cold Snap Cave.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you all had a drink, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who had more
I had
than
several.
one?
Me.
How many did you have?
3.
3.
3, and how many did Mary have?
She probably just would have stuck to the one. She likes her drinks, but she's got to keep a relatively clear head.
Okay, so for each drink that you consumed, you can all roll me a d20.
For each drink.
For each drink, so if you had 3, you're rolling 3 d20s.
Oh my god. Okay.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Well, I did at the time. Okay. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Okay, who would like to give me their numbers first? One at a time, if you will.
Go on then, Sam.
Go on then. Noel will go first. The first roll was a 14.
Okay, a 14. That is cool. Okay, next one.
A 7.
A 7. Okay.
Oh no. And the last one was a 13.
a 13.
Lucky for
Okay.
some. But probably not Noel.
Next up, who's next?
Oh, I'll go for it. Okay, so we'll start off with the worst, which is a 4.
Okay,
Yeah, and then we had a 10.
a 10. Nice.
For you or for me? Nice.
Dependent.
And the final one would be a 12.
I think all of that is yet to be determined.
That was not a pleasant
there's
laugh as a player.
The face of the DM said a lot then, didn't it?
Mary, you're up next. What
Just a
did you roll?
6.
Just a 6.
Oh god.
Okay.
Can I change my
So-
mind? Can I roll it again?
No. Well, actually, you,
Have another drink, it'll make it better.
you can roll it again if you so wish, and
No.
I make the decision.
That sounds like this sounds like a loaded thing, but you know what? Okay, let's do it. Let's see what we get. That's actually a 19.
Take your pick between 6 and 19. I'll let you.
Oh god, so I'll take the 19 and go with it and see what happens. I'm going into this blind.
Okay. So several things happen all at once. As the mulled wine hits your stomach and begins to settle, you've had this conversation and you make the decision to leave. You all feel a strange change happen within you. So, Noel,
Yeah.
as you take a step forward, you realise that your footprints are now... You now leave a trail of icy footprints behind you.
Oh.
At the same time,
Okay.
you get an intense craving for festive cookies, so strong that you are now distracted and have disadvantage on concentration checks.
Okay.
And the third thing that happens is that all of your hair, including body hair, turns into pine needles.
Oh,
Oh.
How you can do that with a Dyson?
That'd be a bit scratchy on the old chest, wouldn't it?
Chrissy,
Oh dear.
several things happen to you.
Yeah.
What weaponry do you carry?
A rapier and a dagger.
Okay.
Instead of bagpipes.
Your weapons
Can be classed as a weapon.
it's wit
Your
certainly
weapon.
can't be.
Your weapons transform into fragile candy cane replicas that shatter on a roll of 1 or 20 on a d20.
Weapons, candy cane. That's a 1 or a 20.
On a d20.
Yeah, yes, that's not the roll to hit type.
Yes, yeah. The second thing that happens is you start hiccuping. They are frequent hiccups, and each one produces tiny clouds of glitter, which causes a disadvantage on dexterity on stealth checks. The third thing that happens is as you realise your weaponry has been turned into candy, you start hiccuping clouds of glitter. You transform into a toy version of yourself, retaining awareness and mobility, but losing the ability to act effectively.
Okay, so give me that again. Turn into toy.
You turn into a toy. Just a toy version
Yeah.
of yourself, basically. You're like a foot-high plushie, basically. A foot-high plushie Dragonborn.
Oh, right,
Oh,
okay, so
cool,
I've gone from
turns
being
into a plushie.
6'11" to being
Yeah.
very, very small.
You turn into a toy. And
Plushy toy.
Mary, what happens to you with a 19? Your hands are encased in thick mittens that cannot be removed. All actions requiring fine motor skills are disadvantaged.
But my hands are warm.
But your hands are warm, yes.
I'll take it.
Had you
That's a dumb, clever balance, that one, isn't it?
had you taken the 6, your feet would have turned into hooves.
Okay. Still feeling okay like this.
And what did that give her? Disadvantage on what?
Anything requiring fine dexterity, fine motor skills.
Okay.
Glad I'm not a spellcaster. Oh, whoops, I am.
Brilliant.
And this happens. Chrissy, you can still talk. You can still make sound and talk. You're just now effectively a plush toy version of yourself. With
So I'm not like
teeth-
Woody, got like a pull string on the back every time I want to talk.
Yeah, there is now.
There's a snake in my boot.
God. We're gonna get sued.
Oh, God.
Okay, and this happens.
What?
Okay, yeah.
What is this? Just sort of slapping them together, try and get them off.
Noel is itching his chest.
Oh yeah, there are
The
pine
thing
needles
that's
flying
yeah.
off everywhere.
Yeah, he's itching his chest and going, what's this then? Oh, look. What? That's I've never had them that straight before. They're dead straight. Look at them. Look at these. They're dead straight.
Chrissy pulls a string and looks at him and says, "Yes, you're dropping them all over me. Be careful, I'm down here now."
Where is everyone? Anybody hungry? God, I'm ravenous. Anybody got any food?
No, but I think we passed by a couple of festive stalls with some snacks and things like that. In fact, there's
That'll
a sweet shop just over there.
That'll do. We'll go that way. So, where? He's going to turn round. Where's Chrissy? Has anyone seen Chrissy?
Down here.
What? Down where?
Look down here.
Look down.
Between your feet.
Oh, what the? He's going to
Just
bend
like
down
a
and
little wave.
he's going to bend down and pick up the toy.
Whoa.
Pick up the toy and hold it up to his face and say, he's going to shake it. Is that you?
Ah!
The bagpipes go.
Stop shaking me. Stop it. Stop it.
Well, what are you? He's going to poke him in poke her in the stomach. Is there a squeaky in there as well?
No, it sounds like bagpipes.
It's just bagpipes.
Yeah, sounds like bagpipes.
Sounds like bagpipes.
One googly eye rattles round a bit.
What? You're a toy.
I'm guessing you're an orc. You don't hear me complaining.
Half. That'd be half orc. Well, you're not going to keep up. You want to go in my pocket? I'll give you a lift.
I much prefer the shoulder than a pocket. I don't know what you put in them.
Yeah, maybe.
I've seen the sort of things you like to touch.
He's going to put Chrissy on his shoulder. Hey, have a lift.
That's it. Stand on the shoulder, full on, grab hold of the ears.
Yeah, you have to fight your way through the pine needles, which now
Of course, yeah.
lay atop.
You be careful. You be careful what you're tugging on there.
You two look like you're having
It's
fun.
a shame I haven't got hooped earrings, isn't it? You could have sat in the hoop.
How big were the hoops?
Huge.
Hula hoops.
Huge.
The
Yeah.
bigger the hoop, the bigger the hoe.
The ho-ho-ho, you mean?
Oh, dear.
Okay, so
Right.
what are you doing? All this has happened, and you've now got Mary's wearing mittens.
Yes.
Chrissy's turned into a plush toy, and
Oh, yeah. And
Noel
I have been
is-
hiccuping all of this time.
yeah, you're still hiccuping small clouds of glitter.
Just a thought. How many did that dwarf drink? Do you think we should check to make sure he's still breathing? And also to find out how to get this stuff off of us?
It'd probably wear off. Most of these things are temporary effects. They usually wear off, don't they? We haven't got time. Let's get on with this job.
Oh, for fuck's
He'll
sake.
be all right. He's got a fire. He'll be fine. I've told him not to move.
Okay, right. I'm going to make a point of getting my sword out, even if I'm going to carry it in both hands, just so that we've got something ready. At least one of us needs to be ready for it.
Okay. You do that. Where are you going? You going...
I think we're
Wherever
going
I'm taken at the moment.
Fletcher's first, wasn't it, folks? And then onto the cave.
Yeah.
Unless you find anything else that's interesting. Like the Fletchers it is?
Yeah, I think as we go through the market, I think I think Noel would help himself to some sweet treats, if there are any on there, if they haven't got soggy in the snow or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, if
Just
you're
grab
looking,
something.
if you're looking for sweet treats, you can make me a investigation check, please.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Can I give her advantage because I'm on the shoulder looking as well?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. Noel can have advantage,
yeah, roll with advantage.
and you
That's a
can
good
roll.
job
You
as
can
well.
roll your own investigation check as well, Chrissy.
Well, it's not much
standard.
better.
Okay.
7 plus
Standard.
4 for 11.
Okay. So what we do? Perception.
So yeah, perception.
investigation.
No, sorry, perception check.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was mine supposed to be a perception?
Yes, it was.
Oh, sorry, I rolled investigation. I'll go again. Okay, I got advantage. Oh my god. 9 plus 3 for 12.
And a 17 plus 1 for 18.
Lovely. So, Noel, you go looking through the stalls, and yeah, you find what you've been craving: a platter of festive cookies, and you are sold. You are gone. You are just so focused on these cookies, this itch that's been scratching at the back of your mind, where you're like, I just need festive cookies. But stood
Yeah,
upon...
he's
Yeah?
sorry, he's loading those into his pockets.
Yeah.
As many as he can get into his pockets.
Okay. But Noel, no, not Noel, Chrissy stood upon Noel's shoulder. As you look around, you spot a market stall which would clearly be normally selling hot foods. There are various apparatus such as a spit roast, a percolator, and a strange looking chestnut roaster, which is arranged on the tabletop. You're able to hop down off of Noel's shoulder as he's busy leaning over, stuffing cookies into his pockets. And as you lean in closer to examine this strange looking glass case filled with chestnuts, you notice undulations in the upper layers of fruits. Before your eyes, a small red and white reptilian head pops up, scattering the nuts about.
I draw my candy cane.
Yeah, your candy cane is similarly tiny. So it's like a candy cane shiv.
Yeah, perfect. And they say, come out of there. What are you doing in there? What are you?
Okay. You hear a voice in your head.
Excellent.
Hello! I'm stuck. I can't get the lid off.
How did you get in there? And I'll just like tap the side with my candy cane rapier.
I was at work. I was roasting these nuts. Like this. Blech! And it opens its mouth and you see a big kind of belch of flame comes out and starts to gently roast the nuts.
Well, that's different.
So yeah, Chrissy puts her hands on her hips, on her plush hips. It's a word, isn't it?
Keep it PG.
Yeah. And, nothing's ever come bad of letting anybody out of imprisonment, so why not? And we'll start to take the lid off, yeah. We're going for it.
Yeah. You can take the lid off.
With candy cane between teeth.
Yeah. Although you're small and you're having to stretch, you still do retain your former stats, so you're able to lift the lid off eventually. And the reptilian creature unfolds itself and reveals it to be what you know to be a pseudo-dragon, although it's not one that you've seen before. It crawls out of the glass case, flutters down to the tabletop. Hi, I'm Ginger Snap. Who are you?
Chrissy will tuck her rapier candy cane into her belt and sort of do like a very elaborate bow. Chrissy Carroll, bard and singer of songs, player of pipes. These are my companions, Noel and Mary. And
How
she
do?
will point at them wherever they are.
How do?
Hi.
Yeah, neither of you can hear anything.
Ah.
This is...
Oh.
You can
Oh.
hear Chrissy talking to you, but you
Oh,
don't
it's
know
insane.
why Chrissy is saying these things. This voice is solely in Chrissy's head. And the pseudo-dragon, it starts sniffing you all over. Its little reptilian nose twitching, as it's just taking you in. You are about the same height as it at this point, in your stuffed toy form.
Yeah, so, I don't mind you being a little curious, but be careful. I'm not entirely sure whether I'm fire safe.
Fire retardant.
Fire retard, that's the one.
Have you checked the label? Has he got a label?
It's right up the ass crack.
Under his foot, maybe.
This ginger snap backs off, and she just sits there staring at you. What are you doing here?
Oh, we've been transported in by Chris Claus, and we're here to find out what went on. It's seemed to be abandoned. Everyone was told to get out, and there's only you and the wine merchant left. Or so it seems.
Who are you talking to?
So Chrissy whips her head round, and the googly eye just rolls round a bit more. Right, and points out the dragon, of course.
Eh?
Yeah, you can clearly see the dragon on the table. The dragon's not invisible,
Yes.
the dragon is there.
No, well, Noel's kind of going to lean in and look closely at it and go, ah.
Hi! A voice appears in your
Oh.
head. I'm
Howdy.
Ginger Snap.
Oh. I'm Noel. Yeah, hello.
Hi.
Well, nobody mentioned that you were here. We were told there were 2 people left behind, but not you.
Of course not, I'm not a person, silly. I'm a pseudo-dragon. Bah!
Oh! Okay. Well, that's nice for you.
Do forgive me, but are you two somehow communicating with this animal? Is it somehow talking to you?
Hi!
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because you're a toy. Maybe it's because you're you. Okay.
Well, it's quite sweet looking, really, isn't it?
It is. It's very cute, but maybe we put it back and come back later. It is a bit chilly around here. I really want to get rid of these mittens.
This is a fire-breathing source of warmth that's being helpful.
Noel's just going to shove another cookie in his face. He's going to go. It's just literally munching them in, a bit like when you're
Big,
eating.
like, clumps of cookie coming down on top of the counter and battering them away.
Yeah.
They're like boulders coming down for my size now.
When he talks, it'll be like sprays of dry cookie.
Oh, no.
That's disgusting. Yeah, Mary, you two hear the voice of Ginger Snap in your head. Hi!
Hi. Are you in my head?
Of course.
Can you get out, please?
Oh. But I can't talk to you. If I
Oh.
do.
Is this normal for dragons?
Make me either a nature or history check, whichever you prefer. All of you can do that.
Okay. Regardless of which one I'm using, I get an 8 plus 2 for 10.
Okay.
We went for a history, which is an 18 plus a 1 for a 19.
Lovely.
Went for a history, and that's another natural 1. Plus a 1 for 2.
Yeah, you can fuck off and head
Noel's
back to your
gonna-
cookies.
Noel wants to see if there are any sweet dice lying around. He'd like to change the ones that he's got.
Okay, so all of you, with the exception of Noel, who's otherwise occupied, would know about pseudo-dragons, and you know that they communicate via a limited form of telepathy. They communicate simple sentences, emotions, and images with anybody that is really within a radius of it. You both know that. And this is clearly a pseudo-dragon. It's small. It's got a very unique colouring for a pseudo-dragon, this red and white mottling. But it is a pseudo-dragon. Although this one seems incredibly friendly. Chrissy, I imagine heading to the most festive place in the world, you'd have probably done a bit of research, or at least heard of this place through song and tale before. You know that festive pseudo-dragons, which is what this is, it is a festive pseudo-dragon, is a creature that is unique to NORTHSTAR. They're incredibly friendly, they freely flit around the town. You've heard stories of them curling up in garlands, playing around the tree, curled up by the hearth in the tavern. One particularly famous song that you know of describes the pseudo-dragons around the hearth. You know that they are intelligent creatures, and they will work for fair payment. Usually a shiny trinket or tasty morsel. And these pseudo-dragons are happy to transport small parcels, light candles, dust hard to reach nooks and crannies, or chase stray fairy lights out of buildings. And clearly this one was roasting some nuts as an occupation.
Okay, so yeah, well, I think Mary was in the middle of something there. Sorry.
No, you carry on.
So, Chrissy will turn to Mary and goes, "Oh, I don't see any harm in letting her come along with us. Would you care to join us for fair payment, of course?
Sure.
Light our way?
Are you going to fix the town?
Well, certainly, that's our objective, I would suppose. Yes, that's what we're here for.
Yay!
Do you know anything about it? Do you know what happened? Were you here? Where are the other pseudo-dragons? There should be more of you, shouldn't there?
I don't know. I don't know where they are. But it was really scary. It got all cold and freezy, and the wind whistled like whee, and she accompanies that with a nice lap around you. And then lots of shiny lights flew out into the town.
Do you know what happened to the star on the tree? Who nicked it?
No, I don't know. I hid. It was scary, so I went under the nuts.
Lovely.
Good plan.
So cute. So cute.
Don't suppose you saw which way the lights came from, did you?
Can you make me a persuasion check, please?
Oh, gods, this dice hasn't liked me too much today. Let's have a look. I'll grab my huge -1 to this. And that's an 8 on the dice, for 7 in total.
Yeah. She doesn't really pay much attention. She's very clearly engrossed in her own thoughts. And because of the pseudo-dragon's nature, where this telepathy is passed on not only through words but also impressions and images, you just get the feeling of overwhelming happiness from her. And you then see images of your own faces kind of appear in your mind. It's like looking at a mirror. It's really quite odd for a second, and you all have this, but your faces are like overly romanticised. There are flowers around you and fairy lights dancing all around you, and you all look incredibly more beautiful than you actually are.
Quite like that.
And
quite nice.
it's clearly this vision that she has of you. So, for example, Chrissy, where your plushy form is very much similar to your normal flesh form, in your mind, the image that you have reflected back is you're a very overly plump Stuffy with bits of stuffing hanging out of the corners, and you just look incredibly squidgy and cute, and you've got these big, like, kind of doe eyes which are massively set in your face. You just get this impression that this is how she sees all of you, and you get this impression of Noel. The image of Noel is very much contrasting to Mary and Chrissy's image, where it's like this kind of massively tall, hulking figure covered in crumbs and dirt, and just generally looking like an unkempt troll.
Nice.
But yeah, she's very clearly distracted.
Right, well,
Did she want to come with us? She didn't really talk to me too much. Or are we going
I'd love to.
leave her somewhere safe?
No, don't leave me. Don't leave me. I'll come with. I love you guys.
We'll come with us then,
It
Snap.
was-
And then Chrissy will proceed to dodge all the crumbs and climb up onto Noel's shoulder again,
yeah.
and say, I can take the one shoulder, you can take the other. It's far easier than walking. My legs are only 3 inches long.
Noel will hold his hand out amongst the crumbs for the dragon to, and like motion for the dragon to come up onto his shoulder.
Okay. As you do this, Ginger Snap kind of goes, I was getting bored of counting all the nuts. There were 333. I've counted them 6 times. And with that, with a roll of approximately 8 minutes of your these magical effects lasting, as you climb back up onto Noel's shoulder, Chrissy,
Brilliant.
you turn back into a full-sized dragonborn. And all of the various curses that have been affecting your persons are all dissipated with this very festive jingle. Almost sounds like sleigh bells. As Mary, the mittens on your hands kind of pop off, and your hands are left free and dexterous again.
Awesome.
Noel, you shed. It is like a tree dropping all of its leaves. All of the pine needles which are forming your hair, your eyebrows, your eyelashes, the little sprouts which are coming out of your chin where you've obviously got a bit of a shaggy looking beard starting to come back in, your chest hair, other body hair below the belt, it all sheds in one go, leaving you perfectly bald as new hair begins to sprout and grow back in.
He's quickly flattening the hair as
I
it's
don't think
coming
you are.
through so it don't go curly.
Dragonborn on your shoulder.
You ain't flattening shit before you get flattened.
Ah! You must be having a laugh, he says, falling on the floor, flattened.
Okay, so I'm assuming you'll probably
Bang
get
out of
yourself.
order.
You'll probably get yourselves back in order, and everyone who investigated the market stall, so Noel and Chrissy, and why not for it, Mary as well. Can each of you roll a D100 for me, please?
Ooh. A D100.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep, that's the badger.
D10, look. Oh, D10. And a percentile. Okay, that's a 72 from Noel.
Okay, 72 from Noel. So, as you've been looking around the table, you are no longer obsessed with Christmas cookies, by the way. Your mouth is so stuffed with them that you're probably feeling quite sick. But as you've been looking around the tables, you find a soft ragdoll dressed like a fairy. Next up,
Chrissy got a 19.
a 19. You find a packet of never-ending glitter.
Oh dear. From one end of glitter to the other end.
Okay, and Mary,
Just don't swallow it. 84.
84.
Uh-oh.
Oh my god. You find a single day's worth of festive rations stored in a can. A can which is layered with sprouts, turkey, gravy, the entire canned Christmas meal in a can. You can add a ration to your sheet.
Oh dear. That sounds moderately vile.
It is. Okay.
God.
And you know what? Let's have a bit of fun. You can all roll another D100 for me, because we won't get to do quite a few of the bits which you would have been able to roll on this table a bit more for.
Oh my God. Everyone go first.
You've got 100, right?
I
Hope
have
you
got
win.
100. Smash on.
Okay,
I've got
who's up first?
100.
Okay, so let's go for the 100. Big one. I am so glad that someone rolled this. You find a large plush albino reindeer.
Oh! Okay, Noel finds. Okay.
Okay, who's next?
29 for Chrissy.
29 for Chrissy. You find a candy cane pen.
Nice. The glitter and the candy cane are a real theme in my life at the moment. Going through the stage.
It's a sign. And Mary?
Got an 11.
You find a set of carved a set of carved wooden woodland animals.
A set of carved woodland animals.
Wooden woodland animals.
Wooden woodland.
Wooden
Would you
woodland.
believe that?
Wooden woodland.
Also very cute. We shall have to take them back and put them on display when we get home.
I'm marginally disappointed that no one rolled a 42,
Okay.
which was a toilet brush resembling a fir tree. Okay. So the curses have dissipated off your bodies with a festive jingle. You're back to normal size now. Your weapons are no longer candy canes. You're no longer hiccuping glitter or have any of these other effects affecting you. Ginger Snap is with you, and she's fluttering around excitedly, very, very keen to see people. As Chris told you, it's been a couple of days since they abandoned the town, so clearly she's been stuck in her nutty prison for a while. What are you doing? Are you heading to the Fletchers? Is that your next step?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Fletchers isn't too far away from the market. It's located right at the top of the town. And as you approach, you can see the pathway or the town. There's a gap between the buildings, between the Fletchers and the Alchemists, which you can clearly see Cold Snap Cave to the northeast. This big opening of the cave. But the Fletchers ahead of you, excuse me, is, as you approach, you can see pinned into the log wall an oversized arrow, almost a javelin, supports a wooden swinging sign labelling the large log cabin ahead as Mistletoe Missiles. Spelt Miss-Alto Missiles. And everything about this building is oversized. The windows are placed very high up. The door looks to be 13 foot high and almost 6 foot wide. It is a big building.
Would it almost be giant-sized? Or half-giant-sized, perhaps?
Oh, the door's
Giant
13
sized.
foot high. The door is 13 foot high. So
Yeah.
that's up to you.
That's a big place.
Well, I guess this is where the frost giant was.
Should we see this?
What's his name? What's his name? Holden or Holder or something. Holder.
Hold on.
I think that's Holder. That's him. I think that's what he said.
Yes.
Should we... I suppose we should go in then.
Okay.
All right. Doors closed.
The door is closed.
Okay. Noel will sidle up to the door.
Yep.
And he's going to just see if the door is unlocked. He's going to try it tentatively.
Yeah, make me a strength check, please.
A strength check?
Yep. Or an athletics check, sorry. Let's go for it properly, an athletics check.
An athletics check. That's an 18 plus 3 for a 21.
Yeah, the door is heavy, but you can feel that it's loose. There's nowhere for a lock to go, so it's clearly not locked. But it appears that you would be able to push it open.
Okay, so he will do just that. He'll slowly push the door open.
Okay.
And gradually peek his head round.
Okay. The massive door is difficult to push open, scraping along the ground as it does. The weak light filters through the growing gap and illuminates the interior with a cold glow. Snow swirls through the opening door, carried on the cold eddies. Inside, the interior is shadowed, the high-up windows providing little light. A soft, scraping sound can be heard. Illuminated is a hulking figure sat astride a three-legged stool, hunched over and scraping away at an arrow held between its large fingers. The being in front of you is clearly a half-frost giant. He looks, although he's sitting, he is bulk, he looks to be about 12 foot high, which would warrant the larger than normal architectural features. You can see he's dressed in warm furs, leathers, but the thing that stands out to all of you as you peer in is the strip of beige fabric tied around his eyes as you watch his fingers search along the shaft of the arrow.
Hold door. Hello?
Come in.
Noel turn
Shut the
round,
door.
says the others. Righto. Alright, Governor, yeah. Turn round to Chrissy and Mary and say, right, the dude's in. Let's come in. He's told us to shut the door. So Noel goes in.
Yep.
We'll
Chrissy follows, yeah, no trouble.
Yeah. You make your way in and you shut the door. Before you shut the door, you can see that the left-hand side of this room has been turned into a workshop and store. Curls of shaved wood litter the floor and they muffle your footsteps. The right-hand side clearly forms a living space. A large fireplace sits cold and sullen. And lining the walls on the shop side, you can see displays of beautifully crafted arrows, of designs and types you have never seen before. The building itself, although it looks to be a two-storey building, is only a single cavernous room, clearly to accommodate for Holdor's giant size. And as you shut the door, the room is plunged into darkness.
After meeting a very sweet chestnut-counting pseudo-dragon, our calamitous crew visited the vintners and attempted to aid Wesley whilst sampling his wonderful winery wares. Remember folks, Episode 2, Act 2 is now available, so why not hop right on with the yarn immediately?